Hey, it's Sunday night. Coming at you from Minneapolis. I know I'm going to give you like a minute to show up here. We posted it on social media and all that, but I want to welcome you back to Youthology Live on Sunday nights. 12 minutes of learning. You are not going to want to miss tonight. As a matter of fact, if you have a chance, text a friend and get a hold of somebody, because we're going to do a review tonight of the state of youth ministry in America that you do not want to miss. And so let me kind of cover the format. If you are a regular with us, please text somebody right now if you're a regular with us, and because you kind of know what's going on. But let me cover the format for those of you that are new. I had several DMs today from some new watchers and users. So we usually have about 200 that watch us live on Facebook, and then anywhere from 700 to about 1,100 or so who will watch us on our YouTube format and Instagram and some other, I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, so if you're a normal, thank you. We had the summer off, okay? If you're a first timer, I just have to say thank you for being here, for giving us just 12 minutes of your time. So here's the format. We started in 2018 doing this to kind of broaden the footprint for our youth ministry. And obviously there's so many things I want to say and share with you, and I just can't do that with everyone. So we've went to this format. At the first few months of the year, we did 15 episodes, and you can catch up with those. They are blogged on our youthology.com, YTHOLOGY.com website. Just go to the blog, and each week the manuscript for these short leadership lessons is it's all already been blogged there, so you can catch up there. Also on YouTube is the videos, all the past videos of the 15 episodes. And then we took the summer off, and man, what a blast. I'll talk about that in a minute. And we're going to finish out the year with 15 more leadership episodes. Okay, so there'll be 15 more coming live from wherever I am on Sunday night. Usually it's going to be Minneapolis. I've looked at the schedule. There's only a few. The rest of the year, I'll be gone on a Sunday night thing too. So, but we're going to tackle a topic. I take about 1 or 2 minutes just to kind of warm up, let everybody come in, and then 10 minutes of that teaching and learning for all of us. And then we also do a Q&A. I'll do that every 3 or 4 weeks. I think we did 3 or 4 of those to start 2018, and I'm going to do the same here on the back end of it, okay? So I got something new, though, on the format, okay? This is very exciting. So far, we've just been doing Facebook Live, and then I'll roll in a video, and then I post-product that with graphics and break that down with some music and all that and put it on YouTube, right? But I have been encouraged lately to take that a step further, and so we are. So not only are we on Facebook Live right now, on YouTube /Jeff Cornell, so you got to join YouTube right now, okay? And then our blog at youthology.com, we're adding this week our iTunes podcast, okay? So all of these will be uploaded to iTunes. So there's more coming. I'll make an announcement on that on youthology.com. You'll be able to see that. More coming on that this week. But I'm going to put all the other podcasts that we've done, these vlogs that we've done, those will all be downloaded on there, and I'll start doing that this week, okay? So more to come on that. But anyway, tonight, I don't want to waste any more time with that. Hopefully you've texted a friend and somebody can join us. If not, you'll be able to get this at these other formats and take your teams through it or whatever. Okay, tonight, the condition of youth ministry in America. What is the culture? What does youth ministry look like in America right now? You know, I have the advantage, disadvantage, however you want to call that, of being in a different city, in a different church, across America every week. It could be a small church, a medium-sized church, or a larger church. It could be in the urban center or the suburban center or a rural setting. And with that has come like a university of education for me. You know, oftentimes if you're in the same place, it can be really limiting to kind of hear what God is doing, what the kingdom looks like outside of maybe your place. And so I want to take you and I want to help you see what's going on in America in youth ministry. I get one of the most asked questions when I travel is, hey, give me some trends. Talk to me about what God is doing. What are other youth ministries doing? And so I'm going to give you 4 popular movements. 4 things that I believe that the Holy Spirit, that God is doing in America right now in youth ministry. Okay, this is taken directly from my perspective and this university of education that I get in my travels, and I hope it's a blessing to you. Number one, a worship movement. A worship movement. Man, I can't tell you how intimate, how celebrative, how much freedom there is in youth ministries across the country. Listen, we don't have to teach students how to worship. They already know how to worship. They worship themselves. They worship icons. They worship materialism. They worship their bestie or their bae, right? We don't have to teach students how to worship. What we have to do is to teach students how to worship God. And it's not difficult. There's a few things we can do. We talked about that back in the spring, but there's been a huge emphasis in youth ministries with that is not unlike concerts. Now, I want to take you to that spiritual setting of a concert, right? And not necessarily a Christian setting, where there's that energy and there's there's the crowd, right? The corporate setting. And one of the things that I'm seeing is the same kind of professionalism and excellence, involvement and energy in our student ministries when it comes to this emphasis on worship. And many of you, I know, are emphasizing that, and others are having a hard time with that. And so I'm going to blog down, you'll see this week, I'm going to get practical with it because we don't have the time to do that now. And I'm going to give you ways that you can move into acoustic worship or tracked worship, and that can be really helpful to you. So I see this worship movement going on. Listen, we have got to help students turn their bedrooms into prayer rooms, into worship furnaces, and right where they can soak there. Listen, not everything that's going on in our students' bedrooms is a good thing, and I think you know that. And so somehow we have to, as leaders, model turning their bedrooms into prayer rooms. And I think worship and music goes a long way to do that, okay? Hey, second movement, the second popular movement that I see in youth ministry in America is a leadership development movement, a leadership movement. There is an emphasis on leadership like I've not seen. Now, let me hit the negative side of that first and then get positive, okay? Because that's what tonight is about, what I've seen. And let me tell you something. I want you to look at your desk. I want you to look at your bookshelf and ask yourself, what have I been reading lately? If everything that I'm reading is about systems and structure and organization, then I'm missing my spiritual leadership, okay? Because healthy youth leaders produce healthy youth ministries. Got that? Healthy youth leaders produce healthy youth ministries. And if all we're reading is books on structure and books on leadership and books on team building and placement, right, and all that, then we're missing our own spiritual development, then something's wrong. Because systems are not more important than the spirit behind them. So the spiritual leadership versus just my systems and my structural leadership, right? So, but let me get positive with that. I see so much development of not just adult leaders, but student leaders. I've been in Texas, Illinois, Arizona, Indiana, and Alabama just in the past few months. And in each of those settings, I'm thinking of churches, and I would highlight them, but I don't have the time right now. Churches that are developing on a regular basis, bi-weekly or monthly in all of these settings, not just their adults, but their students. Let me say something. The student development, right? whether that's middle school or high school, we've got to pull the gifts of these students out. We've got to give them an opportunity to lead the youth ministry. And that requires mentoring and discipleship and coaching and theology, right? And with our adult leaders, hear me, burnout happens when you work outside of your passion. Burn on happens when you are working inside of your passion. So measure that burnout and that burn on in the youth ministry and see if maybe you got people that are working outside of their core competency. If our leaders are simply doing what we've asked them to do, but they're not doing what they really want to do, what they have a passion to do, burnout's going to happen quick, and those leaders are not going to be here long, right? So the leadership development I see is just a beautiful thing that's happening. And volunteerism, just real quick, the church is the largest volunteer organization on the planet. And I see a ton of volunteers killing it in youth ministry. And if you're a volunteer, right, and you're getting ready to go to work in the morning right now and you just stayed up late to watch this, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And all of us full-timers who get to do this, we can't do this without you. Because 80% of youth ministry in America is run by volunteers. Only 20%, 18 to 22% are paid youth leaders, right? So you know that. Third popular movement that I see in America right now is the diversity movement. Man, let me encourage you with this rise of gracism that I see and not racism. Okay, now hear me. I did not just say there wasn't racism in America. I didn't say that. Don't jump to that conclusion, okay? But here's what I want you to hear me, what I just said. There is a rise of gracism that is meeting what's going on in our country and these ethical and ethnical problems that we have, okay? It's not just ethical, it's ethical, right? And so I just want to encourage you, go to my social media and look at the pictures over the last 3 months of the diversity in our youth ministries. Hear me. Our youth have much less of an issue with racism than our adults do. I said it. I'm the white guy, and I said it. Our students have much less of an issue with racism than our adults do. Where do they learn it anyway, right? Check the pictures out. It defines itself, okay? So we're going to get what we promote. And I'm promoting gracism in this generation. It's beautiful. Do not believe the news and everything that you hear going on from angry adults who couldn't get over it in the past, okay? I want you to see a new generation of lovers, a new generation of grace being raised up. I'm telling you, I see it. It's a beautiful thing. I call it the valuation of diversity. The valuation of diversity. Students, teenagers who value diversity more than they value the anger or the hatred, right, in the of those things that have been going on that they hear about all the time when they go home or whatever, right? So I see this diversity movement just happening. The mills and the Gen Z have much less of an issue with racism, okay? Much less of an issue with it. I believe they're growing a gracism that is so beautiful to see. And I'm with it every week. I'm with it every week, okay? Check out the social media and you can see that. All right, 4, and finally, I see a popular movement of theology, of discipleship, of mentoring. Man, I'm telling you, I couldn't be more proud of youth leaders who are challenging students. Hear me, I believe that our students are under-challenged in youth ministry. Listen, the school system treats middle schoolers more like adults than the church does. The church feels like we got to play games with them, right? And we got to swallow goldfish for speed of light and shave our head, for missions and whatever, and play gaga ball and 9 square all the time and put up inflatables and spend hundreds of dollars on that, right? Listen, I'm not against the party. I think you know that. I love to play and pray. But hear me. Our students can handle much more discipleship than we're giving them. They are under-challenged in the church. And so can I go there? Here's the stats. This is the resource. You know that I try to give you a resource every week. If you haven't seen this, it is the new Gen Z study by Barna, David Kinnaman, led team, barna.org/impact360. Okay, you've got to get this. Infographics, that's what I like about it, like a lot of graphics in there. A lot of tables and easy things. It's almost like a coloring book for youth leaders, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, I'll tell you, we must take our students into a depth of theology and understanding God. The only teenagers who do not serve God are teenagers who do not know God. Did you hear me? The only teenagers that do not serve God are teenagers that do not know God. We need to challenge teenagers with theology more than we do. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing discipleship grow. I'm seeing small group growth. Listen, I'm seeing the gifts operating in intense worship, like number one, this first movement we talked about, and students who are sitting and listening to the Word of God as youth leaders are unpacking the theology to them. So anyway, those are the four movements that I see, right? Let me just cover them real quick again. The worship movement, the leadership movement, the diversity movement, and a theology movement. Because the theology movement is each of these are the sustainability of the church. And youth leadership, it is our responsibility to raise up the next leaders in the church so that the church has the best sustainability outcomes that we can give it, right? I believe that comes from our youth ministry. So thank you again. Hey, one more reminder. You can go to YouTube and you can watch this. You can go to youthology.com, our website, and you can read this. The manuscript will be there. And then also, new coming this week. In the next few weeks, I'll be downloading all of the episodes. This was episode 16, right? I'll be downloading all of those onto our iTunes podcast that will be coming out this week. We'll start pushing that, okay? Hey, don't forget, next week, 12 minutes of learning, right here from Minneapolis. I'll be in Minneapolis next week. So, hey, God bless you. Thank you for joining us. You know, I say it every time, and I'm going to say it again, that you took 14 minutes or so, whatever we took here tonight. Time out to learn is humbling to me. Thank you. Share this with somebody. God bless you. Have a great week.